My name is Divya, and I'm from Curate Me. With me here in the darkness is Richa, my co-founder. And yes, we did meet Owen last week at Parisoma, and he told me to do a product presentation. I'm taking a little bit of liberty here to tweak it a little bit and not so much give you a product presentation, but more so a problem presentation. And the problem essentially that we're solving. So Curate Me is a technology that we are bringing to the world that's bridging the gap between geek and fashion. And we are currently testing it in private with a high-value retailer. We're very excited about it, but we will be launching in spring 2013, so please stay tuned. So before we get to the problem, I'd like you guys to think about something. Think about the most favorite piece of clothing, whether it's your accessories, your favorite shoes, your favorite sweater. So whatever it is, whatever be it, how did the retailer decide that that's what they should sell to you? Who makes that decision there? And what is it that the retailers do before they arrive at that decision? So in the months of research, and I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here because many of you are retailers, so what we found is largely we are buying history, like the classic white shirt, the argyle sweater, the pattern has been around here for about 100 years. The tummy tucking jeans, the stone-washed jeans, so these things are always going to be selling. So your retailer knows that, we sold so many of these last year, this is our prediction for this year. But what about the new styles, the exciting stuff, the things that make the industry so relevant and exciting and sort of keeps the fashion industry's designers and consumers excited? So what we found is that the answer is not like one aha moment. And anybody who's gone to at least one trade show in fashion knows how crazy it is to see thousands of options that you have here in the buying side of things. And you have to sort of pick the styles and the designs that your customers want. So when we've been talking to these different buyers who work in the retailers, we found that all these things, even though they are thoughtfully planned, executed, and there's a lot of money that goes behind these efforts, what they're essentially doing is guessing. Sort of testing it in store, see if the customer's going to like it, or if not, it's a loss. And this has a price, up to 30%. And if you're not a smart retailer, I know a lot of people are smiling here, this could be worse, can go unsold. And really 20% of the styles drive 80% of the revenue. So there is a number to this problem. And what Curate Me does is essentially help solve that. The current solutions, you've seen some of these, no direct consumer feedback and very disparate, and there's a lot going on there. Or you can sort of test launch, sort of put some clothes out there, see which ones are selling, and if you do really well, you go out of stock really fast, or you get into clearance. Long lead times, it's expensive, you lose your gross margins. So what Curate Me essentially does is reduce a problem that's this size, this massive, this crazy, this disparate, reduce it from this size to essentially this. What is relevant to your customer? What are the few products that my customers really care about? Better yet, we give them meaning to this information. For example, my customers are sort of fashion forward, they're located in Miami. What are the styles that should matter to them? What are the products that would be trending there? Where should I sort of place my bets on? So we provide these analytics to them. And for brands and for designers who want to work with us, you get into our system, get real meaningful customer feedback, make a sale, and essentially see what you're creating resonates with what the consumer really wants. And for the consumer, we are building a fun and intimate game that we are testing with them, where it's a fun experience where sort of consumers give their feedback on the products. A lot of this is proprietary, and we're sort of testing it in market right now. And there's also an app version for this. So essentially, our team has people, technology side, collectively we have over 12 years of experience in both retailing, product design, and development. And we're early on in the process where we'd really like to be talking to a lot of people who see that this is a problem that's worth solving. And we love to talk to people, designers, brands, retailers, and see what you think of us. So feel free to talk to us now, talk to us later. Our information is right here. And yeah, so that's Curate Me.
Okay, lights please. Questions? Manha? Okay, he's our founder of Pigment, everyone. Manha Mansur.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Happy holidays. You're welcome.
Okay, questions?
So you measure like the 80-20
So
Louder,
the question
please,
is,
louder,
which
please.
product is going to bring the revenue to the brand? Like which are the 80%, the 20% of the products that will bring 80%? So indirectly, yes, but what we're really trying to do is reduce the 80% of the products that are not selling. Like when there's no taker for the product, or you don't expect takers for the product, let's not bet too heavily on that. That makes sense. Yeah, it's essentially there is analytics component, and that's really the dashboard that the retailer gets, and where they see based on the geography and the age group and other characteristics of the customers.
And who are your users?
The users are you and me, like anybody. And so to sign up, to get the feedback from, it's everybody, but what our system does is sort of filters out people who are serious buyers, because retailers don't really care about likes so much. 1,000 people can like the product. How are the people who are actually going to buy your products, right? Are they relevant to my age group? So our system sort of filters that out and gives the retailer that information. So anybody can sign up at the end of the day, but once you're in the system, you sort of have to earn your way to be the one who has more rewards than the other. So gaming experience does that.
You entice the user by...
Yeah, we are enticing you to come on board through our gaming experience. That's right. And I'm sorry, just to add to that, the gaming experience does translate into actual sales, and you can sort of get rewards like free shipping, etc. So on. So sale is possible through gaming.
So how is it?
Go ahead.
How is it different from the e-commerce platforms when they allow you to take the eBay products, place it to your online stores, and test which products are selling and not?
Great question. So one thing is we are working with brands that are relevant to the retailer, right? So if you're a mom and pop store, sort of in Mission, who are the people that you're sourcing products from? It's not the eBay products. It's not the eBay sellers. So we're sort of going with their existing vendors and seeing whether those products can test well with their existing users.
And just to add to that, a lot of value add is also in our algorithms. So we do a lot of processing at the heart of it. So for the end user, it appears as a game, but there's a very strong analytics component that is running behind to kind of, like Divya was mentioning, filter the users and kind of demarcate them into power users versus beginner users who matches well with what kinds of brands. So that's a very strong part of this platform.
And that's not a technology where a retailer wants to focus on getting the right products and selling it, and making the best experience there. We're sort of making the supply chain easier for them.
So this is an advanced web product release that people are testing.
I'm sorry, can you repeat
I'm sorry. So this game I'm playing, this is about future designs that may appear depending on the experience of the users to do it.
Future designs that are already selling, you would never know. It's you're sort of part of this experience.
Right, but if you're trying to figure out what to sell in the future, by definition you're mixing in future stuff. Right?
That's right.
I mean, do you really think shoppers know what they want? I mean, Steve Jobs, his whole thing was you ignore market research. I mean,
That's
fashion in particular,
Right.
it's about going out there and creating something that becomes the new trend.
Yep.
If it's polka dots, if it's orange, whatever it is.
Yep.
How does that fit with, the mass crowd of consumers trying to dictate what the big shift next
So
year should be?
that's a great question, and there's one bigger question, right? The people who are sort of creating a trend. Trend is essentially created. You can engineer a trend when you get everything together. You can sort of engineer what the consumer wants, right? So our analytics is not going to replace the person who's doing that. We're making that information colorful. When you're in a purchasing meeting and you have to sort of say this style versus that style, and most of the buyers are sort of crumbling because they don't know what their customers want. The technology side and the buying side are not as interconnected as we think they would be. So we're not replacing their jobs, we're not replacing that. The ahas and the wows of new fashion and the impulse buying, all that is still going to happen, but we are making the educated guesses more valid.
Okay, one more question. Anyone? Okay.
Yeah, you did have questions.
So, I'm part of a construction conglomerate, and I'm like the person that runs the streetwear brand. So, do you guys cater to a higher end, like couture type of fields
Right.
and stuff?
So,
Streetwear is different from.
the technical answer is anyone can sort of come into this into the experience, and any user sort of you have you sort of have an experience where we're customizing the products that you see based on who you are.
Oh.
So you can sort of as a user,
Customized
yeah, it's customizable, and
for our needs.
it's customizable to your needs. It's customizable to the user needs, and essentially it's customized with retail. If you're selling shoes, you just care about what people who are buying shoes are saying. If you're a shoe brand, you want to fit in with the shoe buying experience. versus a jewelry experience. So it will be customized to every scenario.
So like if we went to New York and did analysis for urban streetwears who were trying to gain their audience, who would use current, more known brands as the platforms to do comparisons, but we would customize the game for our brand.
So the algorithm is essentially the same across everything. The user experience can be customized. You can essentially white label it into your product in your UI, but the code is that's doing the analytics tracking is essentially the same. If that answers the question. We can talk more. I think it's a more detailed answer.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.